Hello everyone, I am Taureor, and today I am going to show you all the 3 ascension paths available in the new Utopia DLC for Stellaris. I have prepared 3 test scenarios using console commands to make things faster. And yeah, that's about it. I've prepared a test for synthetic ascension, a test for psionic ascension, and a test for biological ascension. This is the synthetic ascension test. I've used console commands to get lots of unity and unlock the perks, and also to research all technologies which are required. Now, first things first. A good trait for synthetic ascension is to start with the civic mechanist. It gives you the robotics technology immediately, which is a prerequisite for droids which are required for the first perk. So if you want to accelerate your synthetic ascension, this is a useful trait. Also, being materialist helps. That out of the way. Well, of course, you need to assemble enough unity to unlock the perks and all that. And finally, choose the proper perks. The first perk you will need is the flesh is weak, but it requires one other to choose first. I'm a big fan of Interstellar Dominion border range increase, so let's take that. And as a second perk, we can take the flesh is weak. As you can see, it will unlock a special project and also decreases robot maintenance. The requirement for this is to have the droids technology. Here we go, the flesh is weak. This lets us do a special project which will enhance all our citizens with cybernetic implants. Let's have a look at our citizens. See, when you do the mechanist thing, you start with some robots, which can be very useful. Right, don't really worry about the traits. I chose happiness because I like my people being happy, communal, and I like my leaders to live very long. Okay then, now this has unlocked a special project. The cost of the special project will depend on the size of your empire. When we research it, I can finish it immediately if I type finish research, and it's all done. It completes all active research. Now it's enough for me to unpause the game for one day. And here's the project. A cybernetic revolution. We are now post whatever the name species of the species is. A species shall be known as post species. And what happened? All our citizens got cybernetic implants. They have become cyborgs. Habitability 20%, which is a huge amount. More minerals and stronger armies. I don't really care about the army damage thing, but habitability and mineral increase is quite useful. This is what regular pops get, and leaders get other stuff. For example, wait a minute, our main leader, or all our leaders get plus 40 years of lifespan, which is huge, but that's not all. Leaders would also get other bonuses depending on what type of leader there are. For example, scientists get 5% extra research speed, as well as 40 years lifespan more, so this is a better maniacal trait. Basically, if you have a genius who is also a cyborg, they are equivalent to a scientist you can get from the archivists, the enclaves, what you know who I mean, the special super scientists that you can hire. And actually, it also works when you finish this project and you have other pops in your empire. It also works on them at the moment of finishing the project. So if you have a scientist recruited from the curators, oh, now I remember it's the curators, who has a 15% boost, he will also become a cyborg, making it a 20% boost, which is quite great, isn't it? And now, a normal governor will get more energy credits and more minerals, which is also a lot. An admiral will get 15% more fire rate, which is better than the aggressive trait, which is one of the best traits. And the general for an army, although I don't really use them, gets a 10% damage boost. So as you can see, becoming a cyborg is super valuable. Now, I actually believe that this first step in this ascension route is so good that you don't necessarily have to follow it to the end. But let's see what happens if we do. The next one is synthetic evolution. However, this requires 3 other ascension perks to be selected first, so we need to select one more. Let's take whatever, Voidborn. I like Voidborn. Let's build habitats. So we have 3 ascension perks, and now I can select synthetic evolution. This also decreases robot maintenance And it gives us a special project that will basically turn all our citizens into synths. Oh, wait a minute, this is a robot. This was supposed to be a synth. I have researched all the technologies. This was supposed to be synthetic. Maybe, okay, I used the console command, so maybe the completion of the technology didn't have enough time to you know, affect the robots. Don't worry about that. So, what we can do now, we got a new special project. This also takes a long time, depending on the size of your empire. But then again, we'll use a console command to finish it and see it. Finish research. The synthetic age. We have constructed synthetic bodies for our citizens and transferred their minds. Now, I should mention that choosing this project also requires you to have the synthetics technology and the synthetic personality matrix technology, which is a higher level that lets you have synth leaders. These technologies are quite high level and take a long time to research. Okay, so what happened now? We can rename our species. We are now synths. Have a look. With synthetics. Synthetic, engineering output 20%, physics 20, society 20, minerals 20, consumer goods reduction, and immortal and infinite habitability. Now have a look at our leader, synth. Naval capacity increase and happiness increase. What? Really? This is weird. Never mind. However, I believe the cyborg traits are so good that it might be better to actually have cyborgs rather than full synthetics. Then again, your leaders are immortal, so you get lots and lots of influence that doesn't deplete. As you can see, the governor has some nice bonuses, and your scientists have plus 10% research speed, which is better than what you got. And that is in addition to other traits. You can have a genius synthetic who has 20% boost. Admirals have a 5% fire rate, which is worse than a cyborg, actually. This is one of the reasons why I think cyborgs might be superior to full synthetics. And generals get army morale and damage boosts, which are better, but I don't use generals. I just use an overwhelming amount of armies. Oh, we start with underground armies. Or was that thanks to something I chose in the ascension tree? Never mind. So this is all of the synthetic ascension. This is what happens. You turn your whole population, well, not whole population, because if you have other species in your empire, they will not change. But you turn all your people into synthetics. Now the thing is, you don't need food anymore. Actually, let's let the month tick. What? Silent ascendancy. Yeah, whatever. Oh, wait a minute. Do they hate me because I'm a synthetic? I have not explored those options. That would be an interesting event. I have not read this. Maybe I should have. But let's keep this video rather brief. Okay, so as you can see, we're not growing our population. Food is completely useless to us now. Of course, you can cancel all your food producing buildings and just replace them with power plants and mineral production, which is useful. Robots do take energy to maintain, though, and so do synthetics. I'm not sure if sectors will manage this. If you have ascended with the synthetic path, will the sectors, not produce food? I don't know. Still, this is the ascension path, and now I'll show you another. I have prepared, as you can see, 3 tests. We've tested the synthetic. Now let's test the psionic ascension path. When you're doing the psionic ascension path, you have to choose a spiritualist as one of your ethics. It is necessary. Otherwise, you cannot research psionic technologies. Of course, you can change your ethics during the game, but this is a little bit problematic because you have to get involved with proper factions and so on. So if you want to follow the psionic ascension path, you have to choose spiritualist. And you have to research psionic technologies to start. Alright, so first perk needs to be something else. And now we can select the flesh is weak. Mind of a matter. Mind of a matter will unlock telepathy, which I have researched already because I used the console command to get all technologies. And this doesn't give us any immediate benefits. It gives us the latent psionic trait. latent psionic. This doesn't give us anything for our normal population. As for our leaders, as you can see, this is not even a trait. Oh, wait a minute. Why is the cost so low? Maybe maybe some of the ethics I chose, I didn't pay much attention to them. None of them have any special traits for the first ascension pick. So as you can see, so far synthetic is far superior with the first perk. But if you continue along this path, if you research the proper technologies that you require, now I have them researched already because I used the console command, then you can continue on this path, and again you need to choose 3 perks first, so and now you can choose Transcendence as a perk. All members of the species get their full psionic potential. Now this does not require a special project to be completed. And why are you slaves? Oh, no. I just created this game. So psionic, engineering, physics, society, and energy output, and happiness increase. The happiness increase can be quite useful. Although I still think being a cyborg is a little bit more fun in this case. However, let's have a look at our leaders. Government ethics attraction increase for the main leader. Here, unrest reduction for the governor. 10% research speed for the scientists, so as good as being a synthetic. For admirals, evasion 15%, which can, if you stack it with some other evasion bonuses, it can be very powerful. And for generals, army morale and army morale very highly increased. It also lets you recruit psionic armies and so on. But that is not all. While the synthetic path ends with what happens there, this unlocks more. This unlocks the Shroud. But we need to let the game run for a moment to see that. The Shroud. Issues special project breaching the Shroud. The Shroud is like sort of like Warp in Warhammer 40,000, or like the Veil between worlds and many other works of fiction. So, breaching the Shroud. Let's research the project. Here it is, the Seance. And now, the thing we have unlocked is, I'm going to exit this for now so I can show you how to get there. We also need energy. What this unlocked is, in the contacts menu, you have the Shroud. As you can see, it has a brain here. When you communicate, you can reach into the Shroud. It costs 1,200 energy in this case. You can reduce the cost by having the 0 resource. Now, if I reach into the Shroud, this is a very random, very chancy thing in the game. A random thing will happen when I do this. And each time I do this, another random thing will happen, which is pretty cool. But also very random. The Shroud, leave. In one of the lower planes of the Shroud, we encounter a spirit that has encased itself behind some kind of a powerful psionic field. If I do this, this is... see? I succeeded. If I failed, a powerful psionic avatar would appear as an enemy. But I have succeeded, and we have acquired a special research option. We have acquired psionic shields. Wait a minute, where are they? Here. See? They are better than any other shields in the game. They are as good as the enigmatic shields you get from the enigmatic fortress. So that was worth it. But each time you go into the Shroud, the event is random. It can fail. And also, you can only reach into the Shroud every 10 years. Sorry, that's not 10 years, that's 5 years. Only every 5 years you can reach into the Shroud. So it can be fun, it can also give you nothing. So this is a very random way to play, but also quite a lot of fun and enjoyment can come from it, because you never know what will happen. And this is, and there are some interesting options you can get from Psionic Ascension. You can get avatars of psionic energy, or you can get, well, I will not spoil too much, but basically you can get a patron deity, and some evil things also can come with that. Right, so that is the Psionic Ascension. Probably the most interesting path of ascension. Not necessarily the most powerful, but I think the most interesting. And now, finally, let's move on to biological ascension. Now, for biological ascension, I have chosen a hive mind, because this is the only path available for a hive mind, and playing as a hive mind is quite a lot of fun. If I might interject a bit here, if you're playing as a hive mind, I highly recommend that you take the extremely adaptive trait and the nomadic trait. In my game that I'm currently playing as a hive mind, I took sedentary, and that's a very, very bad choice, because you will have to resettle your population. When you conquer a planet as a hive mind, you will start consuming their population, and you'll just eat them, and then the planet will just be abandoned. So what you have to do to keep the planet is resettle one of your pops there. They will not migrate on their own. And that is why nomadic is good and sedentary is a very bad choice. And I did choose sedentary. That was a mistake. And extremely adaptive. With hive mind, happiness doesn't play any role for you. If you take extremely adaptive, your habitability on weird planets, like for example, if you're continental preference, so on arid worlds, you'll have 20% habitability. But with extremely adaptive, you will have 40%, which means you can colonize all worlds which aren't tomb worlds or otherwise affected. You can colonize all of them from the start of the game. So this is the most important trait to pick, and this is also useful. Now, don't worry about the negative traits because, well, repugnant doesn't matter for us because all other species are eaten, and the other traits don't really matter that much because with biological ascension, you will be modifying your species a lot. So again, biological ascension, let's pick the perks. This is engineered evolution. It gives you extra trait points to modify your species and reduces the cost of modifying your species. Engineered evolution. And for that you need the biological technologies required to modify your species to start that ascension route. Now, if we go to the species menu and click on modify, you'll see that we have more traits than we normally would. And we can modify that. But let's not modify them just yet. I mean, I could do this, of course. I could modify them, remove the negative traits, get something better, and so on. But let's follow the ascension path before we go into modifications. Now let's choose whatever else, and now we can finally select Evolutionary Mastery. That gives us 3 more trait picks, reduces species special project by a further 25%. So I think that is, I'm not sure how the percentage is calculated, but I think it's additive, which means the cost is 1/4 of the original cost. And tech research option gained genetic resequencing. That genetic resequencing, well, I have it researched, I think. Oh, I don't. This is also quite a useful that is quite a useful tech to have, almost a must-have if you want to follow this ascension path, because it gives you more traits available, better traits, and also lets you remove good traits so that you can do more weird stuff with your, traits. So let's get that research done quickly. This is a, high-value research option. Here it is. Now, when I go to modify my species in the species tab, see we have 7 trait points. If I cancel all my other stuff, I have 9 total. And I can also select negatives. And as you can see, this new technology allowed me to remove the positive traits as well. And it also unlocked the advanced traits. And the advanced traits are robust, habitability 30% and 30 lifespan of the leader increase. Erudite, this is basically intelligent but better. 20% to all research and leader skill increase. Fertile, happiness and growth time. Fertile is not important for, happiness is not important for a hive mind, so I would avoid that because you only get part of the benefit. Nerve stapled. This is good for modifying other species in your empire if you have trouble with them. They are shit in all research, but happiness doesn't matter for them. Again, this doesn't, basically you make them into a hive mind, but the research capabilities are destroyed. This is not useful for a hive mind either. Delicious. Pop food output 100%. You can modify you can modify a species you conquer so that it provides you with more food. This is quite screwed up, but also quite fun to do. So let's say I want to be robust, to have super amazing habitability. We'll keep the repugnant trait. Also, normally as a hive mind you can't take the trait of deviance, for example, because ethics don't affect you at all. But with this modification I can take it, which gives us a free point basically. Now, I could also have venerable. As you can see, this is leader lifespan 30 years and leader lifespan 75 years. So together we have 105 years lifespan increased, if we are interested in that. Can take another habitability trait, but I could, for example, take industrious and thrifty. See, this is a very powerful species. Super habitability. Although super habitability is no longer necessary for us, because we're hive mind. I'm just showing things off. 40% habitability everywhere is all that we need. So we can be industrious, thrifty, and erudite, for example, which gives us a boost to all research. You can pick and choose and play around with this quite a lot. Anyway, this is biological ascension for you. So I guess we could pick agrarian. This gives us a 15% output on everything produced. And we have 3 picks left, so let's take intelligent. And let's say rapid breeders. So there's more of us. See? All positive traits. I can select multiple planets if I want to. And the cost is reduced because of our packs. Now if I click modify, we'll get a new project that we have to start. Let's do it. Project is finished. Our species has been modified. See? All the nice traits. This is a very you can do whatever you want with this pick. It might not be as interesting as psionics, and it might not give immediate strong benefits like being a cyborg does, but it also lets you play around with your stuff quite a lot. Well, the one thing it doesn't do is buff your leaders, although you could pick traits that actually do buff your leaders. Anyway, that's it for now. These are all the ascension routes, and I must say that following any of them is quite fun and satisfying and can give you a great edge in your game. I hope you enjoyed this video, and that's it for now. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.